Hi dear children, I am teacher Geeta. This is grade 9 chemistry revision topic, criteria of purity. You know that what do you mean by a pure substance? A pure substance contains only one type of substance, or we have to say one type of a compound or an element. For example, water. Water is a compound. If it is pure, it contains 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. It's a pure water. And sodium chloride, sodium and chlorine only, then it will be pure. So a pure substance is made up of only one substance that is not mixed with anything. In nature, you know that many substances are not pure. We can see that most are found impure as mixtures. And there are some physical properties, or using some physical properties we have to check the purity of the substance, mainly the melting point, boiling point and the density of the substance. These physical properties, using these physical properties we have to identify the substances are pure or not. But these properties have long been utilized in identification and characterization of organic compounds. Now it is chromatography. But this is paper chromatography. I think all of you remember that we did already in the lab this experiment, and all of you wrote the report also. The chromatography means the experiment to separate the different pigment of the ink. From the ink it contains some pigments, but that separating, this method is called paper chromatography. Paper chromatography is a technique used for the separation and identification of relatively small chemical substance by a moving solvent on a sheet of strips or a filter paper. As the solvent moves upwards, the different molecules move at different rates, with the smallest molecules moving fastest. This technique is used for small molecules such as amino acids and small peptides and sugars. This is a very important method in identifying the pigments in a solvent. Next one, access the purity. Now, before we said already some physical properties, using some physical properties we have to identify the substances are pure or not. Impurities affect the melting and boiling point of the following ways. See, the melting point decreases when the substance is impure. The melting point decreases. And what happened to the boiling point? If the substance is impure, the boiling point increases. So this is an example. You know that the pure water, the freezing point or the melting point of pure water is 0 degrees Celsius, and the boiling point of pure water is 100 degrees Celsius. If an impure, the melting point decreases, see, it will be minus 2 degrees Celsius, and it is impure, the boiling point, it will be increases up to 102 degrees Celsius. So if the substance is impure, we know that the melting point decreases and boiling point increases. Melting point, a substance melts below the melting point. A substance boils higher than its boiling point. And use chromatography gives rise to more than one spot on the chromatogram. Then this is the axis of purity. Now, after this we want to study about some methods of purification. And before studying that one, you should remember this, the definitions of solute, solvent and solution. You know that the solid that dissolves in a liquid is called solute. The liquid in which the solute dissolves is called the solvent. And the liquid that we get when a solute dissolves in a solvent is called a solution. Solute plus solvent, that is a solution. But here it is a sugar mixes with milk, the sweet milk. This is a solution. The sugar, that is solid substance, is the solute. Here salt mixes with water, we get salty water. This is the solution. Salt is the solute, water is the solvent, and solution after mixing the solute and the solvent. Here it is showing that one. Next one is the methods of purification. Here are they telling 3 methods: sedimentation, decantation and filtration. From the picture you can see that sedimentation is the process in which insoluble impurities settle at the bottom of a liquid to form as a sediment. That is called sedimentation, obtaining clear water from muddy water. Next one is, after sedimentation we have to do this one, decantation. Decantation is the process of gently pouring clear liquid into another beaker without disturbing the sediment. Second method. And then another method is filtration. This, you know that using filter paper we have to separate the insoluble impurities. The process by which very fine insoluble solid can be separated from a liquid solid mixture by passing it through a suitable porous materials like filter paper. The liquid obtained after filtration is called filtrate. The clear liquid we will get, and the substance will be stay in the filter paper. Tea is filtered using the strainer. This is the method of filtration. Next one is the methods of purification. Here it is: simple distillation and crystallization. The simple distillation, the vapors of a substance formed are condensed and the liquid is collected in a conical flask. This distillation is the combination of two methods, evaporation and condensation. You know that evaporation, the liquid change into gaseous state, and condensation is that gaseous state change into liquid state. But these two processes together called distillation, simple distillation. And here it is crystallization. The impure solid is dissolved in a solvent, mixes with water, it make it a solution, and then it will be heat, and then it lead to evaporate. So some of the solvent evaporate, and after some time the hot solution is allowed to cool. The solid appear as a cool crystals. It will take more time, and then the cold solution is poured off and obtain the crystals. The crystals can be dried out and pressing it between the sheets of filter paper. But this is, we get the pure form of the crystals. But these are the another two methods of simple distillation and crystallization. And now the importance of purity. All of you know that very important in our daily life, this purity. We need the pure things. The chemists need pure substance to study their properties. Their actual properties, if we want to study, we need a pure substance. Then pure substances are used in industry to make useful products such as food and drugs. You know that the food, if it is not pure, what happen? It cause sickness. Okay, so we need the pure substance. In pharmaceutical industry, medicines must be tested for purity before they solve. Impurities in drugs and food may produce undesirable side effect. Then in industry, the highly precision engineering, the production of silicon chips, even small amount of impurities can greatly reduce the effectiveness of the component in an electronic device. For making electronic devices, their silicon chips are used. If there is a very tiny impurities there, it will affect the electronic device. So now you understand what are the importance of purity. So in our daily life it is very important. I think all of you understand this.